gotta get the old couch back.
I wanted to keep the old couch, but you told me I was nuts. So we went through all this, and now you think it isn't nuts?
How can you not look at that stinky old couch out there and not want it inside? It's one of us. It's a gross, lumpy, dumpy monster. Let's just go get it, okay?
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Burger Talk. If you're new here, welcome. We're so happy to have you. If you like Bob's Burgers, you are in the right place, and trust me, you should stick around because we have a good time around here. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a part of the burger community. And I think at this point, we all know that Bob's Burgers has some of the most wholesome moments that a TV show can have. I mean, my goodness, I can't even count how many times it's made me tear up, straight up sob, give me the warm fuzzy feelings. It's pretty much TV therapy at this point, and we love to see it. But I felt like the next logical thing to do, because I was thinking that, was why don't we rank some of the most wholesome moments from the show? So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm only gonna do 8 of them for the sake of time. Of course, these are my personal choices. Of course, please let me know in the comments what your favorite wholesome moments are in the show. I would love to hear them so we can talk about it and get some encouragement flowing, because we could use a whole lot more of that in today's world. Am I right, people? Anyways, we're gonna jump into it. Okay, so for the first episode, and I am gonna go just in chronological order, felt like that would be easiest, is gonna be from the very first season, the very first episode, yes, the pilot, Human Flesh. There's a rumor that spreads around town that the Belchers are cannibals, which is actually the original concept. Thank goodness that did not happen. Of course, unfortunate for business, people are claiming that there is human flesh in their burgers, so not a great time for the Belchers. Towards the end of the episode, this is starting to weigh on Bob. You know, his business is not doing nearly as well as he wanted it to do, and he's struggling, and he's standing outside of the restaurant looking at a reflection of himself in the window and just doing some negative self-talk. We've all been there. I have been there every day of my life.
You're a failure. You failed. You fail at everything. You fail at marriage. You fail at family. Your kids are failures, and you're fat. You're not attractive. You never were. Well, you were a little bit when you were a teenager. But then you got fat.
But thank goodness he has his family. They are the bane of his existence sometimes, but they're also the thing that cheers him on. They're his #1 supporters. They cheer him up, and so I love that.
Bobby, stop talking to the restaurant and come inside.
Leave me alone!
Bob!
Dad, is the restaurant gonna close?
I don't know, Louise. We're almost broke. The whole town thinks we're cannibals. You'd have been better off with Hugo, Linda.
Bob, please.
No, it's true.
Bobby, I would rather be married to a suspected cannibal with a dream like you than a soft-lipped guy who never had a dream in the first place.
You would?
No question. You're a hero to your kids and to me.
All right, so Human Flesh. We have our tiers. We go from most wholesome to least wholesome, and my rankings are gonna be most wholesome at I'm sobbing right now. Second most wholesome, I'm getting choked up. Third, feeling those warm fuzzies inside. The fourth, that's cute or whatever. And then the fifth is gonna be, it's just kind of background noise, you know. What are we gonna rate Human Flesh? I think for me personally, I definitely wasn't sobbing and I definitely wasn't choked up, but I do think that I had some warm fuzzies. It gave me a good feeling. It was a good start to the show. So we're gonna put it there, right smack dab in the middle. And on to the next episode, which is Easy Commercial, Easy Go-mercial in season 4, episode 11. And I did talk about this in a previous video, which you should go and watch. Pretty good, might I say. Of course, the Belchers are putting on a Super Bowl commercial to try and get more business. They make this cute, kind of cringy, corny commercial with the family singing and dancing. It's not the best production quality, but it's them and it's real. Unfortunately, Bob cuts the family out of the commercial to make it look, I guess, more professional. And of course, the family is hurt by this, like anyone would be. So they get on his case about it. And then there's a whole fiasco where Jimmy steals their thunder like he always does. They had an NFL player who had starred in the Super Bowl commercial, and Jimmy decides to steal him. So Bob stomps on over to Jimmy's and decides to give them a piece of his mind. It does not go his way, unfortunately. Bob ends up realizing in the end, you know what, this was all a mistake. I should never have cut my family out of the commercial. And his speech definitely warmed my heart.
None of this ever should have happened. I made a great commercial with my family. It was funny and cute. Well, it wasn't that funny, but it was good. Well, it wasn't that good, but it was us. And I scrapped it to make a commercial I thought would get more customers. I never should have done that. Linda, kids.
We heard every word, Bob. That was beautiful.
Easy commercial, easy commercial. Again, I wasn't sobbing, definitely not. I wasn't choked up. I feel like it was more so just kind of cute. I think it was heartfelt, and maybe like a slight smile came to my face. I was like, I don't know if I completely had that like warm fuzzies feeling, you know. It was just like, yeah, that's cute. So that's where we're gonna put it. And on to the next one. It's an episode called Sacred Couch, which is in season 6, episode 9. And this episode, the Belchers have a couch. Of course, most people have a couch, but the Belchers' couch is nasty. It's just gone through years and years of wear and tear, spills, messes, all of that kind of stuff. Bob and Louise are like, we should get a new couch. You know, this one has really done its time. However, Linda, Jean, and Tina are a bit more sentimental towards this couch, especially Linda. She's like, what? No, like this couch has memories. And they're like, no, it has stank is what it has. Louise, however, decides to take it upon herself to incentivize them to have to get a new couch. So she destroys the couch and it forces them to go and have to get a new one and replace it. And Linda is distraught over this. And they end up convincing her our couch had a good run. It does have memories, but it's time to move forward and let go. So finally she concedes. They get the new couch. She's not super happy about it, but she's resigned or whatever. And then finally Louise discovers the errors of her ways, and she's like, you know what, maybe that wasn't the best idea to break my mom's heart in the process. So they end up going to get their old couch. Some teenagers had gone to pick it up and they were gonna set it on fire or whatever, and they go and get the couch back, even though it's like literally on its last leg. So they take the couch back and they give the new couch that they had gotten to the teenagers, and the teenagers burn the new couch.
If you put one foot in front of the other, you'll look thinner. Yeah, that's perfect.
We got the couch back, Mom. We did it.
Yep. Who knows a good upholsterer? Anyone?
Quick fort while we're waiting for new couch to burn?
Sure.
Dibs on the spot that smells like guacamole.
So I was a little confused by the end of that, but you know what? It's the Belchers and it's Bob's Burgers and they do what they want and they're happy about it, so good for them. But I'm gonna say, I feel like this one was kind of more background noise for me. I mean, I think it was wholesome, but I don't think that it was anything too crazy. I think it was a very specific kind of Belcher moment, if that even makes sense. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I say things on here and you guys listen. I don't know why, but I'm thankful for you. Anyways, we're gonna keep moving forward. The next episode is Louise, which is in season 7, episode 1. Louise has a fever and she wants her coochie copy. This guy right here. She wants to sleep with him and cuddle him in her bed, and her mom goes to get him from the bathroom. Linda drops him in the toilet. He gets water inside of him, and they think, well, let's put him in the oven. We'll dry him out. Unfortunately, he melts in the oven, so that is a no bueno for them or Louise. Louise loses it a little bit, and she swears vengeance on the family. No, she's just like, I'm never forgiving you guys. I hate you forever. Then she falls into a fever dream, and in this fever dream, she's traveling around this magical land with the melted coochie copy, who's trying to convince her, hey, you should hate your family, and we should go to this fortress, and you should stay locked up in there forever and never see any other people ever again. How's that sound? She's like, cool, sounds great. People are exhausting anyways. And you know, throughout this time, the other creatures in the land, they're trying to persuade her to not go to this fortress. Please do not lock yourself away. It's not a good idea. Like, you're gonna regret it. Don't do it. She's not listening to them, but it's starting to wear on her a little bit, you know, and she's starting to think about it. I don't know. Everyone keeps kind of warning me against this. Maybe I shouldn't do it. They end up making it to the fortress, and the good coochie copy, because the one that's been with her, the melted coochie copy, is the bad coochie copy. Well, the good one comes, and he's like, you know, Louise, you should forgive your family. It would be good for you, good for them. It's good for your heart. You don't want to stay locked up in here in this darkness. It's just not healthy. And so she decides to forgive her family. Even when they had gone and gotten her a whole new coochie copy, they went to this toy store, got a new one for her, and attempted to switch out the melted one for the new one so that she wouldn't even know, and they wanted her to think that basically the melted coochie copy was a part of like the fever dream and all of that, and they didn't really do it. Well, she finds out the truth, and she's like, you know what, even still, I love you guys and I forgive you.
I thought you guys melted coochie copy. Was that just part of my dream?
That's it, yeah.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Huh. So it did happen.
We're so sorry, Louise. Anyway, you don't have to say anything. We just
I
want to...
forgive you.
Wait, what?
I said I forgive you guys.
Oh, boy, she's still pretty sick.
No, I mean it. I forgive you.
Oh, good.
That was very sweet. Very sweet. So I loved that. And I feel like that one definitely gave me some warm fuzzies, especially because Louise is so tough and so stubborn and unmoving. But I think this is one of the first times in the show where you really get to see just that redemption for her and a softer side to her character. I think they really started showing some of that character development for her. So I appreciated that a lot, and I feel like it gave me those warm fuzzies, because also I was not a fan of Louise at the beginning. She was just a tough character for me to like because she was so different from me. She's just such a rule breaker, and I was like, oh, okay girl, come on now, come on. I know there's some good in you, and there is. So that definitely gave me some warm fuzzies. And on to the next one, an episode called Large Brother, Where Fart Thou, in season 7, episode 5. In this one, Jean and Louise are left home alone because Bob and Linda and Tina have to be out, and so they're getting into shenanigans that they shouldn't be getting into, of course, and it was Louise's idea, of course, and they decide it's a great idea to throw a rotten cantaloupe out the window into the alley below. So they do it, and of course, Logan, who is Louise's arch nemesis, is riding by at that exact same time. The rotten cantaloupe falls on top of his head, making him all gross, and basically he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And so the kids are terrified, but they're like, you know what, we're in the house. Well, he tricks them and gets them out of the house, and they're on a mad dash trying to get away from Logan. Logan catches up to them, and he's like, all right, get ready for it. I'm about to mess y'all up. And he wants to attack Louise first because his anger is narrowed in on her. And Jean is like, you know what? I am really scared right now, but no. I draw the line at you trying to hurt my sister. That's not happening.
Are you crying?
No!
Wait, if you're gonna give anyone the reverse Norwegian stinkhold, it's gonna be me.
Get out of my way.
No! I am very scared right now, but I'm not moving.
Jean, don't!
Whiff it up, little man!
How was it, Jean? Was it bad?
It was painful and smelly, but I've been through things that were more painful and more smelly, just not since my own birth. Ah, what's happening?
Thanks for doing that. You're a great large brother.
Anytime, shrimp.
Oh my gosh, it was so sweet. I've always kind of loved Gene, but like I loved him even more in that moment. I was like, wow. So I feel like, I don't know if I would say that I was getting choked up, but it definitely warm fuzzies. Like that was so sweet. I loved it. So we were feeling the warm fuzzies on that one. It seems like that seems to be a good middle ground, and a lot of the episodes do give me the warm fuzzies. Moving forward, we have the episode Mommy Boy, which is in season 11, episode 9, and Linda has joined an entrepreneurs class for women who are trying to start businesses and grow and all that kind of stuff. In this process, she's having to miss spa time with Jean. Her and Jean are very close, and Jean doesn't take too kindly to this transition. He becomes very jealous, basically tries to take over her entrepreneurs class night or whatever by having her do spa night while they're there, and they start to fight at the class. It's a little awkward for everyone, but they're just like, they're going at it. Jean is like, what the heck, Mom? I need you to just be my mom. Why are you abandoning me? And she's like, honey, I need to be just me and just Linda. I need you to be okay with that.
Honey, listen, being a mom is amazing. And being your mom is even more amazing. And I'll tell you something. I felt guilty about going to these meetings at first. I thought I needed permission to do this, but really I just needed to give myself permission.
And Jean realizes he's been a bit too dependent on his mom and that he needs to grow and let her grow as well as a person, and that was awesome, and I loved that.
But I love you so much, Mom. Even though I'm upset with you right now, I still want you to rub my tummy and play with my hair. So what do you want me to do? Just let you do something for yourself and I don't get to have you every minute of every day whenever I want?
Oof. Klingon alert.
Okay, that does sound like it sounded. I don't like change, but I want you to be happy, and I do want to grow. I mean, not that fast, but little bits here and there.
Aw, come here, sweetie. You'll always be my special little genie beanie.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Yet again, I don't know. Okay, so even just looking at the like picture of them hugging, I might say I was getting choked up on that. Like that one moment where they hug, I feel like gets me. Before that, I wasn't really you know, crying. But like, if I wanted to, maybe I could have squeezed out a tear. I don't know. I think that one got me a little choked up. Like, it was just him having to let go, and that was sweet. Okay, we're moving forward. The next episode is The Plight for Christmas, which is in season 13, episode 10, and I have talked about this before. It is one of my top favorite episodes of the entire show for good reason. It is fantastic, but essentially the family is all split up in doing like various Christmas performances because this is a Christmas episode, and Louise convinces her parents that no one needs to come to her poem reading at the library. So Bob and Linda are trying to figure out which performances they need to go to support all their kids, and they're like, we're gonna have to sacrifice one, basically. And Louise is like, it's fine, you don't need to come to mine, it's not that special. Well, it turns out it was special, and Louise's poem was a real tearjerker. It was very sweet, talking about her family and all of that, and Tina decides to abandon her own performance to go and run and see Louise's poem reading and be there for her.
I can't see what's around the tree when I'm pawing through the presents. But when I sit back and get my present unwrapped, I look up and I see my parents. And I see my sister with something that looks like gingerbread on her glasses. And we don't have gingerbread, so this is odd. I didn't expect to feel this way. I was focusing on Santa, but the best presents are sitting here. And they aren't even wrapped up.
It has me sobbing. So, I think we all know where that goes. Very top, most wholesome. Oh my gosh, every time I watch that episode, I am like, losing it a little bit. It's just fantastic. I mean, the music too, in the background, just like wraps it all up in a pretty bow, but it's fantastic. And I love seeing the interaction between Tina and Louise. And that goes into the next episode that I want to talk about. Oh my gosh, I'm actually like feeling emotional about that, even just thinking about it.
Are you crying?
No!
So yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna cry. That's ridiculous. And the last episode is They Slug Horses, Don't They? Which is in the most recent season, season 15, episode 8. Tina and Louise are fighting, and it's a really bad fight. Louise ends up breaking one of Tina's horses after she took it for one of her little battles that she was having between her toys. So she took it without telling her sister. Tina was upset with her, of course. Louise didn't apologize. They're going back and forth. They end up exchanging these letters well, they're not really letters. They're like these comic strip things that they're exchanging between the two of them. It was supposed to be an apology letter from Louise initially to Tina. It was not an apology. It was Louise's idea of what an apology should be or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't good. And so it's just amping up this rivalry between them and being angry. And unfortunately, you know, from the very beginning, ever since Louise was born, Tina has always wanted to be a good big sister to Louise. And Louise has just never really wanted to hang out with Tina because she thought that Tina was boring. And so it's just hard because Tina's always felt like she wanted to earn her sister's approval, but she's like, I shouldn't have to do that, you know? I am who I am. All this fighting is also happening while their Aunt Gail is babysitting them, and Gail is the one who actually gets through to them. And basically, she's talking with the girls about how her and Linda used to argue, of course, and like, you just really get into it with your siblings sometimes. So she's like, your sister is that person who is always going to be there for you.
I guess what I'm trying to say is being sisters can be weird. To be so close, but sometimes feel a million miles away from each other. Just try not to drift too far, okay?
Oh, I actually just watched the episode just recently, and man, when they're in those spaceships, it just, it hits you right in here. I definitely get choked up on that one. I don't know if I would say that I'm sobbing, but I definitely get choked up. So yeah, those are my rankings. Very emotional. We love to see it. I freaking love this show, you guys. But this is gonna go into some big news that I have. I have a big update. And I'm just gonna say it. I want to expand. This does not mean that we're not gonna talk about Bob's Burgers, because heck no, that's not happening. We have to continue having the burger talk. I am not abandoning this. However, I want to be able to share just about other comfort TV shows and movies and all of that that give me kind of the same feelings, you know, of just those warm fuzzy feelings that I love. And so I want to start that off with one of my other favorite comfort watches, which is Gravity Falls. I've actually had a couple people in my comments mention things about Gravity Falls before, so I thought, you know what, I feel like it's a good chance that some people might also want to hear about Gravity Falls, because I also love it. I feel like it has a good balance of just the comedy, that weird humor, family bonding that Bob's Burgers has, but just with some extra suspense and mystery thrown in there, kind of like Scooby-Doo almost. So I want to dive into that, and I think for the next little while I want to start doing just alternating videos. And I thought a good name for my Gravity Falls videos could be the Mystery Shack Chats. I don't know. I think it has a nice ring to it. Mystery Shack Chat. Anyways, we're going to start with that next week, and I think I'm just going to dive into that universe, talking about Dipper and Mabel and the Mystery Shack and Grunkle Stan and all of that fun stuff. So you guys, please comment down below what you think about that. I hope that you'll enjoy it. I'm just excited to see what this channel is going to become, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below just your favorite wholesome moments from Bob's Burgers, maybe something that you want to hear about from Gravity Falls, or even other comfort TV shows that I could do commentary on. I would love to hear that as well. I love your suggestions. But go ahead and hit that like button if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button so that you can see this face a whole lot more. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye!